So the next set of questions that the converted man asks is Muhammad revered? Should he be? And is a prophet a special status like a saint is? With regards to him being revered, yes, he is around the world, and this is something which is directed in the Quran, that people, whenever they mention his name, they should send prayers upon him. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the usual formula, which means may Allah send prayers upon him. In other words, may Allah remember him. So yes, and he's revered in that he was a prophet, not that he was a man, because he was three things. He was an Arab, he was a man, and he was a prophet. And it's important to note this distinction whenever you read about him, to take him as an example, because the things that he did fell into those three categories. Sometimes he did things because he was a man, like for example he would have a certain preference with regards to food. Sometimes he would do things because he was an Arab, like for example with regards to dress. And sometimes he would do things because he was a prophet, which is most of the time. And those are the things that we need to latch onto, because those are the things that are mandatory, things that are in the Quran. So he's revered as a prophet. And yes, the hardships, if you read about it, if you read his life story, the things that he actually went through to receive the revelation, it's extraordinary. His whole life history has been documented. I would recommend you to read it. There's one particular book called Rahiq al-Makhtoum, which has been translated into English. That's very good. You'll find lots of books. In fact, it's the life history of the Prophet goes hand in hand with the Quran. It's where we extract his statements, and it's how we understand how to implement Islam the way that he implemented it. So we've got a complete framework. And if you read in there the things that he went through, I mean, even the revelation of the Quran is so heavy. It was so heavy when it was being revealed. Sometimes if he was like on a camel, the camel would have to actually kneel down. It was very heavy. It used to make him sweat on a cold day. So he went through a lot of hardships just so that I can sit here and make this video for you to listen to. And his companions as well, which is often the case with early pioneers. You know, they go through a lot of hardships. Not necessarily just in religion, but like in terms of modern day inventions, and so forth, and various other human endeavours. A saint, we don't have this concept in Islam. A saint is somebody who's passed away, who people believe by virtue of the good actions that allegedly performed while they were on earth, that we can actually pray to them. This is not allowed in Islam. The whole point about Islam was it came to clarify all the mistakes that the devil had placed in the religion of man, i.e. submission to the Almighty. So we don't have this concept that you need to pray to people. God is the all-hearing, the all-seeing. This is why we have his 99 names. This is why we've been told them. And he doesn't need anybody to hear for him. He can hear everything quite perfectly, and he can see everything quite perfectly. So a prophet was somebody who relayed the message that God had given to mankind, or given to the people, with the test being that people had to believe in the message without actually seeing the one who revealed it. And obviously there was proofs that this message did actually come from God. Nobody could create something like it, etc., like with the Quran. So a prophet does have a special status. It's a very, very selective job title. There've only been 124,000 prophets since the time of Adam, 313 of whom were messengers. They came with books. So Abraham was a messenger, Jesus was a messenger, Noah, Moses, they were messengers too. These are very notable messages in the Quran. In fact, there's a whole chapter which is called Maryam, and it talks about Mary and Jesus, which is quite an accolade. So the three questions were, is Muhammad revered? Should he be? And is prophet a special status like saint is? So in brief, I hope I've answered those questions for you.